Hello, I am Satan DeVille, and when I'm on Earth here, I always tune in to the ArchieLuxury channel. ArchieLuxury channel. I always like to see what that buffoon is doing. From the wristwatch check, I like to see what that buffoon is doing. And when I'm on Earth, I always enjoy the ArchieLuxury channel. I'm Satan DeVille. Hey guys, today I'd like to talk about international trade and wristwatches. And this is a story from my traveling around the world. And I recently went to Bangkok. I had to pick up, what happened was I went to Bangkok because I had to pick up the ladies' Datejust. I was getting the bracelet vagina tightened, and I needed to pick that up. And I was chewing the fat with a guy who he used to be a friend. I had a bit of a falling out. It's an ego thing. Actually, the guy who I went and saw, who did the vagina tightening on the bracelet, he was the guy who didn't take me home in the cab. You know, when I got completely shit-faced that night, he's the one who didn't give a fuck. But anyhow, that's another story. Let's not dwell on that. It's spilt milk. It's bygones. It should have been addressed at the time. So anyhow, the story is this is I want to talk international trade, and I want to make this as a warning for wristwatch lovers. Now, this is a very true story. So, in the day when I originally went to Bangkok to live, 2002, you used to have a lot of dealers who would bring in watches from their travels. They'd come into Bangkok, they'd do dealing, buy, sell, they'd sell some pieces, buy some pieces, and, you know, it was just a good vibe. Guess what? Big brother, taxman, he wasn't getting a share of that, so he's fucking shitty. So now, you know, Bangkok itself there, it went from being, you know, I love the way they have free trade between countries and big corporations and that. Governments don't mean it for the small guys. Fuck no. Fuck no. They mean free trade for big end of town. See, they don't mean it for the small guys. Anyhow, the story is this. This is the story. You got to be so careful now when you bring watches into, say, Bangkok, because technically speaking, when you land at the airport, you need to declare watches you're bringing in. If they're over a certain value, which I think is about 1,000 Aussie, 1,000 US dollars, which is nothing in luxury watches, you got to declare it. So dealers would come in with a suitcase, and they've gotten into big sticky doo-doo. They've come in. Now, normally they just let you through, customs let you through, but you can be searched, and they'll ask you, did you declare, did you fill this form out? And all of a sudden you've lied on your declaration, and you could possibly have your goods confiscated. It's a fucking disaster. Now, I gotta tell you honestly, the situation in the world has gotten a lot fucking worse. Let me tell you this story. When I went to Thailand. Now, I'm always very careful. Generally speaking, they will let you have one watch which you're wearing, and quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing the undone. Yeah, I've just got my watches in the boxes, and I just wanted to slap a watch on without having to wear one of my special watches, so I just slapped on an undone. No, I don't have an Amazon link below trying to flog the fucking thing. I don't think Undone really likes me. I said a few, well, I'll just honest. I don't know. If it wasn't free, I don't know if I'd fucking buy one myself. But it's free, and I thought, oh, I'll just put it on. It reminds me of my Speedmaster Amiga, so I miss that. I miss it. Anyhow, okay, this is a fucking nasty, nasty story. There's a big shopping center in Bangkok. It's called Kong, MBK. It's a big shopping center. And there's a number of really big gold and also watch shops there. Anyhow, what happens? What happens? This is the story that's been conveyed to me. I don't want to name any shops. Well, it wouldn't really mean anything. But let's just say a couple of the bigger pre-owned grey market dealers there, what happened was customs official came in, they closed the whole shop off, and they say, right, we're here to do an audit. We're here to do an audit on all of your stock. You need to explain where the taxes were paid on these watches. This is a really fucking tricky thing. So what they did was all the paperwork that was, say, for Thai sourced watches, so if it had been purchased in, often with, like Rolex uses a country code, and it would have the dealer name with the country. Anything that was a Thai originated piece, like it originally came from Thailand, that's okay, you can have, that's all fine, you can keep that, that's no worries. Move that away to the side, that's very good stock. But anything that was from a different country, like say Singapore, Hong Kong, Australia, the shop owner was asked to explain where was the tax paid when it came in. Where was the tax paid when it came in? Fuck. Very, very nasty indeed. So he had a number of pieces confiscated because he didn't have paperwork. And this is the problem. I mean, the argument is, of course, what happens if a tourist has a Submariner, say, or something, and he's running short, he sells it to a dealer, which he's allowed to do. It's his watch. He wouldn't have declared that when he came in. It's his own personal watch. So it's a real tricky minefield. But the tax department, the Thai tax department, they don't want excuses. They just say, show us the documentation where tax was paid, otherwise it's going to be seized. And that's what fucking happened. And who knows what the story, I had it on, there was a couple dealers who got searched like that. So what does that mean? It means anyone who's bringing in watches to sell to him, suddenly if they don't have Thai paperwork, he doesn't really want them. He's not going to pay the premium for them. They're going to be under the table ones. It means, you know, whereas Thailand used to be an international hub where people would trade, small businesses, this is one of the great things about Bangkok, is people would fly in with watches. I know dealers who came in from India, dealers came in from Japan. They would bring certain things in and they would take certain watches out. So some watches were popular in their market and other watches were popular that weren't popular in other market. It was just free trade. And the watch guys, they would all come to Bangkok because the ladies, of course, or the lady boys, whatever turns your fancy, whatever lights your wick. And that's just evaporated. That's evaporated because Thai customs checks, and I mean, I think realistically it's nothing but bad news. I mean, when Thailand was free trade, free flow, I think it's just stupid to have. You look at Hong Kong, that's free, no tax in Hong Kong, so you can take things in and take things out, no questions at all. Singapore's actually got a tax now, so even going to Singapore, if you're a dealer, you'd have to declare it and claim the tax. It's a fucking logistical nightmare. And I don't know what the answer is. The worst thing is for collectors. I know a collector who, he really lives in Bangkok. He's lived there since the 90s. Magic collection. Fucking impressive collection. He had about 5 or 6 watches. He was going to England and he wanted to take some watches with him. And he took them with him, went out to England. So these were in Bangkok. He never got any paperwork to say they were, but these pieces, he took them out. He took them to England. When he came back, he was searched. Why didn't you declare these pieces? We said, well, it's just such a horrid mess. He said, they came here for originally anyhow. These are just my own personal watches. And they'll give you a watch or 2, maybe 3, but any more than that, they think he's a dealer. And he ended up paying $1 million baht, which is what, 30,000 US dollars, to get them out. Very, very nasty stuff. So what does it mean? What does it really mean? Well, it means free trade. You know, this globalized world where we're supposed to have free trade, tariffs coming down. Yeah, that's for big business. That's for big business, the big end of town. Small business, they're gonna fuck you over. Okay, they're gonna fuck you over. I just can't believe the stupidity. I mean, Bangkok used to be a hub not only for wristwatches, but for gemstones, non-diamond. Diamonds were never a big. Well, they had diamond trade, but actually they do. They have a GIA. You can get GIA certification in Bangkok. You know, it's a hub. These are little hubs that have just closed down. If you're a watch person, fuck, you wouldn't take 20 pieces or 10 pieces over there. You'd be fucking scared the bastards would confiscate them at the other end. And I mean, when you're talking sports Rolex, you know, two-tone bluesy, Daytona, sub, there isn't that much fucking margin in them. I mean, a dealer honestly would make, sometimes he's making 5% on them. So if you declared them as you brought them in, how do you get that fucking tax back when you leave? Do you get that tax back? Could you imagine the fucking rigmarole to fill out the paperwork for this fucking shit? It's a disaster. It's a fucking disaster. And this is what's happened in Bangkok. I mean, fuck. You know, these Asian countries should be encouraging free trade. You know, I'm all for free trade for everyone. I don't think taxes or duties are fucking fair at all. You should have free trade. But when they fuck over the little middleman, those dealers aren't coming. They're not coming anymore. And it's really sad. Thailand is actually it used to be a really, when I was there in the noughties, the early noughties, 2002, 2003, 2004, it was a little trading hub. People would come because they wanted to have a cheap holiday, fuck a few girls, and do a bit of business. It was just a great cover and a front, and it was just fucking cool. Now, would I take 5 to 10 Rolexes in? No fucking way! No fucking way! No way in the world I wouldn't take him in, because not only would I not take him in, but how do I get him back into Australia? I've got watches in Australia. How can I honestly take them to Bangkok? How would I get them out again? You know, and this is the silly thing. Free trade and this here, they talk about, you know, tariffs, protectionism and all this shit. They only mean it for the big guy. The small guy is continually getting fucked up the ass. That's the reality. And and it's such a shame, such a shame. So I don't know if they realize what an effect it has on tourism. I mean, you can't go to Bangkok anymore. Where do you go to trade? Hong Kong. Hong Kong's overpriced for a lot of things. Singapore. I suppose Singapore's okay. Singapore, it's expensive. It's hard. You know, it's just fucked. The world is just fucked. This free trade stuff, it's just fucked. It's not for the little guy. So there you go. That's my warning. So guys, the warning is, be careful. When you go to another country, you can't just take 5 watches with you. You've got to be fucking careful. Think about, you know, you've got to fill out forms to say you're, you got to make sure that you acknowledge that these pieces are in Australia. Then you've got to pay duty. It's just a fucking minefield. It's an absolute fucking minefield. That's what it is. An absolute fucking minefield. So it's an absolute disaster. Let me say that much. It's just shit. It's shit. You're not allowed to take your possessions wherever the fuck you want. It's just fucked. I'm Paul Pluter. This is my opinion on free trade, how it's just gone cactus. Remember, like, subscribe, tell your fuckhead friends, put a few nasty comments below, and if you've got an interesting tax story about watches and that, please email me. I'd love to hear it, and share it with the fuckers on the channel. Until next time, fuckers, ciao! Hi guys, Paul Pluter, the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III. Guys, I want to tell you, this is so important. Guys, I depend on my Patreon supporters. Just this week, I used my Patreon funds to get myself a fantastic, lightweight, gimbal travel camera. And I just want to say thank you. This was made possible because of my Patreons. The Patreons, they made this purchase possible. And it's, you know, a piece of equipment like this is $600, plus I need a few memory cards. It's such an expensive business. Guys, if you haven't sponsored me on Patreon, please do so. Look in the description for this video here. It'll tell you ways you can help me. Guys, help me stay full-time on YouTube making videos. By helping me on Patreon, you send a small amount each month to me to keep me enthused and making videos. I can buy equipment like this little gimbal camera. Guys, come on, help me a lot, help me very much so, because guys, I want your help. I need help to make quality content. And I got to be honest with you, if I didn't have your help, it's not going to be much good, guys. It's not going to be much good. I need your help to buy equipment and to do things. So guys, sponsor me on Patreon and I'll be here for you. That's right, I'll be here for you. Please guys, help me on Patreon. See you later. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Pick a box, pick a box, pick a box, pick a box. What does your wristwatch box say about you? Let's have a look here. What do we got? Pick a box, pick a box, pick a box, pick a box, pick a box. Which one would you choose? Would you choose the big wooden boxes, the blue box, the green, or a red box, or a fancy box? Which box would you pick? Pick a box, pick a box, pick a box. Pick a box, fuckers. Which box would you pick?
you